Good afternoon, dear students. Welcome back to English session. Today we are going to learn about the pie and the tart. Lesson number 10th by Hugh Chesterman. So, what do you mean by a pie and a tart? Right? These are the dishes. You might have heard about pie and the tart. Pie is a meat or fruit baked in a dish with pastry on the bottom, sides, and top. And tart is also an open pie filled with sweet food such as fruit. Right? So, friends, let us know about Hugh Chesterman, who wrote many children's books in the 1920s and 30s, means near about 100 years before, and edited a children's magazine called The Merry-Go-Round, published in Oxford with his great friend Basil Blackwell. So this is about the author. Friends, pre-reading activity, then I will discuss about the characters. This is a play. The Pie and the Tart is a very funny play. You will definitely enjoy it because this is a story of the vagabonds, right? This is a story of two vagabonds. Vagabonds means the people who wander, right? Without any work, they have no fixed places, right? And probably they are very dishonest people, those who don't want to work, and they earn money by the foul means, dishonest way of earning the money. These people are called as vagabonds. So peer, P-I-E-R-R-E, peer, Jean, the word is read as Peer, Jean, Gaultier, and Marion, his wife, right? Marion, Gaultier's wife. Gaultier is running a pastry, or you can say a bakery, and he is a pastry cook. And Marion is his wife, and Pierre and Jean are the word Jean is read as Zan, right? Their pronunciation is given on the last page. Pierre and Zan. So instead of Jean, you can read it as Zan. So they are the vagabonds. This is a very humorous anecdote. Anecdotes means short story, you can say, right? And this is very humorous because here you will come to know how smart this Pierre and Jan are. How do they fool Mr. Gaultier and Mrs. Marion, and how they, who are very hungry for many days, who did not eat anything, but how they enjoy the food, how they play tricks with Gaultier and Marion, how they fool them. You'll come to know that. It's a very wonderful story. It's a very funny, right? So these are the main four characters are Pierre, Jean, Gaultier, and Marion. These are the four basic characters in the story. And I told you that this story is about how these vagabonds tried to cheat Mr. Gaultier and Marion, but later on they are caught. But their presence of mind helps them to save themselves, right? This is about the story. This Pierre is smarter than Zan. Isn't it? Pierre is smarter than Zan because this Zan, you'll come to know that how it is. So, Pierre, Zan, they are vagabonds. Gaultier is a pastry cook, and Marion is wise. These are the four characters. Let us start. The scene is laid outside Gaultier's cake shop in Paris. Paris, you know that in France, right? Capital of France. The scene is outside the Gaultier's cake shop. Gaultier is running a cake shop. The time is the middle of the 15th century. This is a very old story. Now 21st century is going on. This is a story of 15th century, right? 600 years before. The act could be played on a curtained stage with one door, back entrance. This is a play. This is a drama. This was enacted, right? This is played. So you'll come to know that this is an act. Then the only furniture is bench, right? Only furniture is bench. Jan, the word is Jean is read as Zan and Pierre are discovered The farmer seated on the bench in an attitude of extreme dejection. Jan is sitting on the bench who is very much nervous. Why is very much dejection means very sad. The latter means next one. Who is next one? Pierre. He is pacing up and down, blowing on his fingers. Both must indicate that they are cold and hungry. These people are very poor. They don't want to work. They are vagabonds. Vagabonds means people who wander without work, who are very lazy. They do not want to work. They just want to earn money without any work. You can call these people as vagabonds. You also see there are many vagabonds around us, isn't it? The people who really don't want to work and they want only everything free of cost. So their entry is made here on the stage. This is a play. Then Jan regarding Pierre's restless pacing. He is looking Pierre walking here and there. Pacing means movements. You have seen in many of the films also that how they are making movements when they are troubled. Must you keep doing that? It's quite funny. You'll see the dialogues are extremely funny. You will really laugh at the dialogue. And he is asking, must you keep doing that? Is it necessary for you to keep doing that? Peer says, it's this blasted cold. If I stop walking, I shall freeze. I'm dying of hunger and cold. Why I'm going, do you know, Jan? Because if I don't walk, I will become a freeze. I will become ice. So I'm going. Don't you understand? Then Jan says, so I am, but I prefer to die sitting down, but I am ready to die. I will sit here and I will die. Their dialogues are show that they are not serious about life, right? These are vagabonds. They are not serious about life. Otherwise, they would have worked. Peer says, we make a pretty pair, you and I. We are the wonderful pair of Paris. Paris should be proud of us. And we are the gems of prize, Paris. And Paris should be very proud of us. Displaying his rags. He is showing his torn clothes. Rags means torn clothes. Children, new words are there. Wherever new word comes, please write down them. So Pierre is showing his torn clothes and saying, we are, the Paris must be proud of having the pair like us. There are 23 holes in this tunic. Tunic means garment. How many holes are there in his? You may wonder that when he counted these holes. 23 holes are there in his shirt. I know because I counted them this morning, because he has counted in the morning itself. Right? I told you this is a very humorous story. So Pierre's dress is 23 holes are there in his dress. So Jan says, the holes in your tunic don't interest me. I am not interested in your holes, in the holes in your shirt. What I am concerned about is the hollow in my stomach. There is a great hollow in my stomach. You might have studied in the science. Hollow means hollow space, right? We must leave and without a meal. And what does he say? I am not interested in your dress or your costume. So we must leave and without a meal. Then he cut his sentence. Can we leave without meal? You are talking about your dress. Let us think about food, children, and the thought of fooling the people brings them in trouble. Because many a times you try to cheat the people, but ultimately you are caught, your lie is found out, and then there would be definitely a punishment for it. But these two vagabonds are so smart that they escape the punishment also. One of them, Jan, is beaten, but Pierre escapes punishment. Is very smart. You will come to know in the story. Pierre says, that's what I said to Judge Gaston when I was pinched last month for begging. Actually, pinched means arrested. So, friends, do you think that they are vagabonds means they are criminals? Right? Because they were arrested last time. Pinched means arrested. So Pierre is reminding that last time he told Judge Gatson, name of the judges, the same thing he told Judge, that we are hungry, because they were begging and they were arrested, right, due to suspicion of stealing something. Jean said what? What did you tell to the judge? Then Pierre says, he asked me why I did it. And I said, well, your honor, I must leave. And he looked me up and down and said, I really don't see the necessity. My God, when he told the judge, that judge asked him, why are you begging? He told, Your Honor, I want to survive, so I am begging. So the judge told, why do you want to beg? He said, I want to survive. Then judge said, there is no necessity of your survival. Means you are not necessary for Paris or nor even any person. Right? This is a pun. Everywhere you will find jokes. Every sentence is full of humor. So enjoy it. Jean says, a wag that judge is just giving him bad words. Wag means, what do you mean by that? A person who enjoys jokes, the stupid, just like, is a stupid judge. Then Pierre says, he didn't know what it was to be hungry. See here, my pretty, this can't go on. I am going to knock on every door in the street. Then he said that this don't know what is hunger because he's never hungry, right? But how can he understand our situation? Because we are always suffering from hunger. And since charity begins at home, I shall begin right here. And what Pierre said, this morning I am going to knock every day door for food. Means they are going to beg for food. And charity begins at home. I am not giving you advice. I will start from myself. I will start by myself. Indicating the cake shop, he pointed at the shop. I will start from that shop. Whose shop was that? Obviously, that shop was of Mr. M. Gaultier. You'd better not be seen. Go into the next street and try your luck there. Then Pierre said, this area is mine. I will go to this street. You better select another street for begging and try your luck there in another street. Jan begins to go, but Pierre calls him back. Jan starts walking. He follows the instruction because they are good friends. Then again he calls him back. He may be remembering something. Wait a minute, brother. Let's hear what you can do. Before you're telling me what you're doing, how can you go? Tell me what you're going to do. Pierre asked Jan. Jan knocks on the bench and assumes a mendicant voice and attitude. Mendicant means as if he is a religious hermit or a very member of a religious group, right? Who is asking for money, mendicant. He pretending to be a very religious person, very honest person, and he is trying to say what Jan says, for the love of Saint Agatha. Here you will come to know the names of Christianity and the apostles are mentioned here. Agatha and all the blessed saints, Saint Agatha and all saints. Have pity on a poor miserable who has had no food for 3 days. How's that? He's just acting. You know that in the name of God, the beggars, in the name of children, in the name of God, they will beg, right? Here, Jan also is asking in the name of Agatha and so many saints' names. Saint Peter, Saint Xavier's, many saints are there in Christianity. So, if you take their name, people will be very, people are very credulous. They believe, easily, and they will definitely give you alms. Alms means bhiksha, bhiksha they will give you. Peer says, not bad, but make it 7 days and squint slightly. What he said, squint means uh, close your eyes so that people will believe you are really hungry. Squint means close your eyes slightly, and instead of 2 days, instead of 3 days, make it 7 days. It's a sure sign of starvation, and if you don't tell the people that you are hungry for 7 days, they will not give you any food. So this is the smartness of Pierre. I told you that he is a very smart guy. You will come to know when you complete the story. It's a very funny and wonderful story of these two guys named Jan and Pierre. Pierre. Now Pierre says, Jan has already exited. Pierre says, knocking on the cake shop door. He goes to the cake shop door and knocks on the door. Alms, good sir, for the love of God and all his blessed angels, take pity on a poor traveler who has had no food for a week. Then he goes to the door and says, oh good sir, oh dear sir, for the sake of God, for the love of God and the blessed angels, please feed me something. The poor traveler has come to your door who has not eaten for a week. Please help him. Mr. Gaultier comes to the door. Is Mr. Gaultier is also a very clumsy fellow, you can say, a very stingy fellow, a very funny fellow. He's a man of about 50. How old he is? He's about 50 years. You can say is turning towards old age, well preserved, and obviously content with his lot, and is very satisfied, very happy person. Well preserved means very strong and sturdy and satisfied. Gaultier says, do you think he will help him? He says, go away. I have got nothing for you. My wife is away and I am busy. You would better go to the next street. He says that my wife is not at home. Do you think he is telling true? Every time when beggar comes, one time Gaultier comes, one time his wife comes. And every time they tell, she will tell my husband is not at home, he will tell my wife is not at home. These are the excuses, right? So you better go to the next street. M. Gaultier slams the door. Slam means shuts the door on his face. Exit Pier. R. Enter Jan. Right? Then Jan enters. He looks at the door, hesitates and then knocks. Then Jan goes to the same door. Because Pier has not got any help, so Jan wants to try his luck. Jan, he knocks the door is opened. For the love of Saint Agatha, Saint Nicholas, Saint Crispin, and all the blessed company of heaven, have pity upon a poor miserable who has had no food for 7 days. And Jan also takes names of Agatha, Nicholas, Crispin, and other saints, and he says, for the pity, for God's sake, help his miserable boy. Miserable means whose condition is very bad, right? And who had not eaten for 7 days. Please help me. So who do you think has come out? Who do you think has come out? The door opened by Marian. Marian. She is younger than her husband. Stoutish but comely. Comely means she is very pleasant. Her husband was very strong, but she is younger. She is not much fat. She is strong but not fatter like her husband. Marian, the wife of M. Gaultier, comes out. Already M. Gaultier had driven away Pier. Now Jan's condition, let us see what happens to Jan. Go away, beggar. My husband is out and I have nothing for you. You would better call again when he comes back. And this is the best way they are, playing with the beggars. One time the husband comes and says, my wife is out. And next time the wife comes and says, my husband is out. This is what a very fantastic idea they have got to drive away the beggars. Marian shuts the door. Jan sits disconsolately. Disconsolately means how is sitting there? He is sitting very disappointed. My dear friends, very disappointed. He is sitting there on the bench. Presently, Gaultier comes out of the shop. He makes as if to go out, but remembers something and goes back towards the shop. Marian appears at the door. Actually, see, these people are very smart. Gaultier and Marian, but they don't know that this Pier and Jan are smarter than them. So what what Gaultier says to his wife, Marian, I am just off to dine with the mayor. Actually, he is going to have a dinner with mayor. Mayor means that the first person of the city, right? Or town. He keeps none too good a table, right? He is not inviting any other person, those who are not equivalent to him. Means I am equivalent to dine with the mayor, means I am having a very great prestige. Gaultier says that. I am thinking that I would better take that eel. Eel means, children, do you know that what is eel? Eel is a long fish, right? It's a fish that's cooked by Marian. Eel pie. Pie means you can say it's a cake made of eel, right? The big one that I made last Monday, actually he has made it. Who has made this cake? He has made it, because he is running a cake shop, eel cake, eel pie you can say. Just get it for me. Hurry, I mustn't be late. Then he's saying, one day he order his wife, Gaultier is saying his wife that I'm going to have a dinner with mayor of the city and get get me the eel pie which I made last Monday and don't waste my time. Come on, I'm getting late. Then Marian says, very good husband. She's calling him husband. It's very funny, right? Isn't it? Very good husband. She goes back into the shop, but Gaultier calls her back. She's going inside to bring the cake. But Gaultier again remembers something and he calls. This story is like this only. Here everywhere you will find fun. Everybody is funny character. The wife is funny character. All the four characters are full of humor, full of wit, full of laughter. Then what does he tell his wife? He says her, he calls her back. Then Gaultier says, wait, I can't very well be seen carrying an eel pie through the streets of Paris, can I? And he says that it is not fair for the person like me because I am a very respectable person in Paris. If I am carrying the pie in my hand, that won't suit to my personality. Won't suit to my status, prestige. Not quite the thing for a man of my position, and the position I hold in the city is greater position, and this definitely does not suit to a person like me. Do you think you could bring it along after me? Then he says her, I think it is better that you come after me carrying the eel pie. So she's after all a wife. Quite impossible, she said. Marian said, quite impossible. I have too much to run errands. Errands means lot of tasks. Why not send someone back for it? No. It's quite impossible for me because I have a lot of works to complete. If you want, you go, but if you want the eel pie to be carried, you send someone. Then Gaultier says, it's a good idea, but who? Whom shall I send? Right? Marian says, well, you will be bound to meet someone on the way. She said, if you meet someone on the way, send that person. I will give him the eel pie. But Gaultier says, yes, but how will you know if he is the right one? Anyone might just come and say they had been sent. Actually, they don't want that, they should be fooled, but they are fooled after all. Gaultier says, okay, I will send any person, but how will you understand that I have sent that person only? That person may be someone else. He may take disadvantage, right? And he may take away the eel, right? The Marian says, I hadn't thought of that. Oh, great. You're right, my dear husband. I never thought of that. That is correct. Then Gaultier says, I have it. Yes, I got it. I will tell the messenger, I will send one person. And how you will understand him, there will be a code word. What is that code word? You will come to know, you will laugh. I'll tell the messenger when I have found him to kiss your hand. That will be the sign and you will know that everything is alright. If any other messenger will come, you don't give him eel, but the messenger who will demand kiss of your hand, you give him the eel, isn't it? The person who will kiss your hand, you have to give to him the eel pie. It sounds very strange. It seems very strange, isn't it? I'm sure you are thinking what kind of person he is, right? Then Marian is also laughing. She's a very, she too is very funny. Well, choose a good looking one. She's saying, choose a good looking person. She's saying shyly. Huh? Coyly means with lot of shy. She's saying, choose a very handsome person, handsome guy. Madame Gaultier's hand is not for everyone to kiss. And remember, don't send a very dirty, ugly fellow because my hand, Madame Gaultier means who? She is talking about herself. Her hand is not for everyone to kiss. It is only for the people who are smart, who are handsome. My goodness, how it seems, right? Marian returns to the shop. Gaultier exits, right? Jan, who has overheard all the foregoing, sits pondering. Pondering means thinking. Children, now Jan has heard about it and then enter Pierre. Yes? From the left side. R means right side. Huh? L means left side. Then they are meeting each other. Pierre doesn't know what happened, but Jan has heard Mr. M. Gaultier and Marion speaking about their planning. Pierre says, any luck today? Any luck means, did you get any food? Because if one gets the food, both will share. So they are meeting after interval, they are meeting at a particular point where the bench is kept. You can see it's a play, it's a drama. Then Jan says yes and no. Yes and no means I have got luck is there but no. What does that mean? Because he is confused. Yes and no, both answers are given. Jan says after a pause, he is taking a pause and says, look here, are you ready to do exactly as I tell you and no questions asked? Are you ready? What I'm telling you, you will do and no questions, right? Then Pierre says, I'll do anything to keep my stomach quiet. Pierre says, I'm ready to do anything to keep my stomach quiet. Quiet means which is not quiet now, silent, right? Because there are a lot of movements in the stomach because they have not eaten from many days. Very well, now listen, I am going into the next street. Directly I am gone. Go up to the door, knock on it, and say, Jan has told Pierre, don't ask any questions, right? What you are going to say, he has already told it. Thanks, Pierre says. I have been there once today already. I got expected it. He cut his speech in between and said, oh, thanks, I am not going there because already I had gone there. I got what I expected. Mimicking M. Gaultier's pompous manner. He is making mimicry of Gaultier and he is trying to recall what Gaultier had done with him just an hour before. Go away, beggar, go away, I am busy. Go into the next street. Bah, he spites. Spits means he is spitting there with lot of disgust. Bah is an expression used for disgust. Bah, right? He's just making mimicry of that Gaultier and he's saying, Jan, I am not going there because this person is very clumsy. He will not give me anything. Jan says, never mind about that. Listen, I say directly I am gone. Go up to the door and knock on it. The lady will come to the door. Pierre says, but how do you? How do you know he wanted to ask? How do you know that only lady will come there? Because one time the man will come, one time the lady will come. How do you know that? Then Jan says, don't interrupt, don't say in the middle. The lady will come to the door when she will, when she does so, you will take her hand and kiss it. When the lady will come out, you will, what you will do? You will take her hand and kiss it. Then just imagine Pierre, who doesn't know anything, what will be his reaction? He's little surprised. Pierre says, kiss the lady's hand. I think you are making a slight mistake. Brother, I am not lovesick, I am starving. Brother, I am not hungry for love. You want me to kiss that lady's hand? Brother, try to understand, I am starving, I am not lovesick. Lovesick means love lord, who is in hungry for love. I am not hungry for any love. If you want, you go and kiss her hand. I don't want. So I am starving. Then Jan says, wait, that's not all. When you have kissed her hand and you will say, Madam, I am sent by M. Gaultier to fetch the pie. She will give you a large L pie and his sentence is cut in between by Pierre because Pierre is very excited. He doesn't believe him. He still can't believe him. He says, Jan has told him, just go to the shop, knock the door, the lady will come and tell her that I have been sent by M. Gaultier to fetch the pie. Fetch means to bring the pie. And then if you kiss her hand, she will understand that you are the right person and she will give you the L. That's it. And the heavens will open, roast fowl and nectarians will be seen to rain upon us from the clouds, and champagne will be heard gurgling in the gutters. Where did you learn this conjuring trick? Actually, he is still not serious. He says that after I kiss her hand, do you think everything will come to me? The champagne means, that white glittering wine will flow in the gutters, do you think, and all the food will fall from the sky? Do you think that they are making fun, my dear friends? They are not serious about anything, isn't it? And then what does he says? Do you think that everything will come out, right? What do you mean by, my dear friends, nectarines means peach like fruits, right? Roast fowl and nectarines will be seen to rain upon us from the, and if I do that, do you think we will get the food from the sky? And the champagne means the wine will flow in the gutters. Do you think this magic will happen? And where did you learn this conjuring trick? Conjuring means very, what do you mean by conjuring? Clever jokes. Do you want me to get beaten by that lady? Do you think I am fool? Just these are the expressions. Then Jean says, very well, believe it or not as you like. The point is, are you hungry or are you not? Tell me if you are hungry or not. Then I will tell you the next thing. Right? Then he says, rubbing his waistline. He is rubbing his waist, is because his stomach is empty, hungry. I have a hollow in there that all the birds of the air could nest in. My, there is a lot of space in my stomach that all the birds in the sky will make nest in that. This is all the words they are using, funny words. Jean says, Zan says, then do as I tell you. If it doesn't come off means succeed, successful, right? Useful. Never trust me again, but it will. If this trick will not work, you never believe me. Is that okay? Now go. Children, will stop here. The next part of the story is also a wonderful one. You will definitely enjoy it. Huh? It's a very funny story. I tell you that you must read this play. You will really enjoy a lot. You will laugh aloud when you read the last part of the story. You will really burst with laughter. Thank you for watching this video. Have a wonderful day.